Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to decode a secret bit of language that writers use to pack their words with a ton of emotion. It's a really cool trick. Okay, let's just jump right in with a question. You've heard the phrase a sleepless night, right? Probably a million times. But have you ever stopped to think about it? I mean, can a night, which is just a chunk of time, actually be sleepless? Something else is definitely going on here.
And here's another one you for sure heard in songs or read in books. She walked the lonely road. You immediately get it, right? You feel that sense of isolation. You can picture the whole scene.
And that, right there, is the heart of the puzzle. A road is just, well, a road. It's asphalt and dirt. It can't feel lonely. So the real question is, who's actually the lonely one here? This isn't just a mistake in the writing. Nope. It's a super clever and really powerful tool that writers use.
So these phrases are kind of like little poetic puzzles. The words don't seem to match up with their literal meanings, but that's the whole point. They do it on purpose to create a much, much deeper feeling. And today, we're going to solve that puzzle.
So what's the secret formula behind all this language magic? Let's pull back the curtain and see exactly how writers pull this off. And you know what? It's way simpler than you'd think.
So here's the basic recipe. You take an adjective, a describing word like lonely or sleepless, and you stick it onto what feels like the wrong noun. The night isn't sleepless, the person is. The road isn't lonely, the person is. But when you put them together like this, bam, you get this amazing poetic effect. Now, this little trick has an official, kind of fancy name, a transferred epithet. All an epithet is, really, is a descriptive word or phrase. And in this case, that description, that feeling or quality, is literally transferred from the person who's feeling it over to an object right next to them. So you might be asking, why even bother? Why not just say, the person was sleepless? Well, using a transferred epithet does so much more work. It adds a layer of beauty and depth. It lets the writer show you the emotion instead of just telling you. It really helps paint a much more vivid, symbolic picture in your head. Okay, so now that you know what it is, let's get you your very own detective toolkit. I'm going to give you a super simple method so you can spot these transferred epithets anywhere you see them. It's just 3 easy steps. First, look for an emotional word, like happy or sad, that's attached to an object that can't have feelings. Second, check the logic. Ask yourself, does this make literal sense? Can a road actually be lonely? Probably not. And step 3, find the true owner. Who in the scene is really feeling that way? If you can answer that, you've cracked the case. You found it. All right, detective, time to put that new toolkit to the test. Let's open up some classic case files from famous literature and see this thing in action. And this table just lays it out perfectly. Look at the difference. The direct descriptions on the left, they're fine. They get the job done, but they're a little flat. Now compare I felt weary last night to I spent a weary night. See? It's so much more powerful. The emotion kind of spills out and colors the whole scene. Okay, back to our first clue. He passed a sleepless night. Let's use the toolkit. The quality is sleepless. Can a night have that quality? No. So who's the true owner? The person. The sleeplessness got transferred from the person to the night. Case closed. This line is from a really famous poem. The plowman homeward plods his weary way. The way, his path home, it isn't weary. It's just a path. It's the plowman who is completely exhausted. But he's so tired, it feels like the very ground he's walking on is tired too. Now this one, from the poem Rain on the Roof, is just beautiful. Is the darkness itself sad or melancholy? Of course not. It's the poet who's listening to the rain who feels that sadness. He's projecting his own feelings onto the night, making the whole scene a perfect mirror of what he's feeling inside. In Wordsworth's famous poem Daffodils, he calls the flowers jocund company. Now, jocund is just an old-fashioned word for cheerful or happy. Were the daffodils literally happy? No, they're flowers. But being with them, their company, made the poet feel happy. So his joy got transferred right onto them. Okay, so we've looked at all the evidence, we've solved a few cases. What's the final clue? What's the one key takeaway that'll help you spot this device every single time? Here it is. This is your ultimate shortcut. Think of it like a cheat code. If you see an emotional adjective, angry, happy, sad, restless, hooked up to an inanimate object, your detective alarm should go off. Ding, ding,
it is almost always a transferred epithet. So, the big takeaway here is that this poetic secret isn't locked away in some old poetry book. It's absolutely everywhere. It's in music, in movies, even in the way we talk every day. Now that you know the secret, you can unlock a whole new layer of meaning. So keep your eyes and ears open. What anxious winds or joyful mornings are you going to notice out there in the world around you?